Hi, I'm Maggie from maggiescrochet.com, and I'm going to introduce 3 St. Patrick's Day projects for you. One is the green hat, I guess it's the leprechaun hat, and this is to cover your extra roll of toilet paper in your bathroom, and the skill is easy, and you just start from the center top and work out, and then you go even on the sides, and then you increase on the outside and make the rim, and then you just cut out felt here and glue it to that. And then the next project is this little shamrock here. And for this, I used Eversoft yarn in lime, and then the white, of course. And then for this one, there's actually a yarn in Premier's Everyday Yarn that's called Shamrock. So very fitting for that. And I'm half Irish, and so I thought this would be a lot of fun to do these little St. Patrick's Day project. And the last project that I have to tell you about was made by my camera person sitting right here. And he made this for his wife. He arm knitted it. And he used the Starry Night in, do you remember what color this is? Emerald green. And then Starbella Luxe in this white with the gold. So I don't have my glasses on right now, but it's white something. Anyway, so he combined these two and he arm knitted it. So I'm going to do a separate video for that. So all 3 of these videos, if you're watching either any of them, the links to all of them will be below. And let's get started on a close-up lesson. So to make the St. Patrick's Day hat toilet paper topper, we're going to start from the top center right here and create a circle, and then work even in the back loops on this round, and then even in both loops all the way down, and then change to black, and then change back to green and work the little rim of the hat. And then this is just a piece of felt that you cut a rectangle and then cut the inside to create the little buckle piece right there. And this definitely is a good beginner project. So I am using the Deborah Norville Everyday Yarn, and this color that I'm using here is called Shamrock. So I'm going to start with a slip knot, and to make my slip knot, I make a loop like this, and then I take that top strand, I fold it across the back like that, and then I reach in and get that strand. You'll notice there's a knot side and a slip side. I just pull on the knot side like that, and then put the loop on my hook, and then pull on the slip side, and it should be like this. So now in the directions it says chain 1, and that's your center chain, and then chain 3, and that's going to count as your first double crochet. And now it says to work 11 double crochets into the center chain, which is that first chain that I did. So the chain is going to get pretty big when the stitches go in, but you can just keep pulling this a little bit. So you just keep working into that center chain. So now I would count, and my chain 3 counts as my first double, so that counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I just need one more, because at the end I will have 12 double crochets. So there's the last one. Then I'm going to pull that center chain tight. I left a long end on my starting chain because I'll go back in and secure that loop in there. Now it says to join, so I need to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet, and in the beginning it said that the chain 3 counted as a double crochet. So to do that I just count 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go in that third chain right there. So I'm going to draw up a loop and then draw that through, and that closes that round. So now I chain 3, and that counts as my first double crochet now and throughout. And then I'm going to work a double crochet in the same stitch as joining. And then I'm going to work 2 double crochets in each double crochet around. And that'll give me 24 because I'm increasing by 1 on every stitch. So it's 12 times 2 will give you the 24. I think I've got a knot here. Okay. Yeah, it's a knot. Alright, so this happens. Okay, so I just need to open this up, send this through to get rid of my knot here. Okay, so just work 2 double crochets in every double crochet of round 1. So continue doing that, and I'll come right back on camera and show you how to join and do the next round. Now I have 2 double crochets in each double crochet around, and I have 24 double crochets total, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet like I did in round 1, and I'm just going to insert my hook in the 3rd chain of that beginning chain 3, yarn over, bring that through, and bring that through here, and that closes round 2. So now I'm going to chain 3 again, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into the first stitch, which is the same stitch as joining, so it's going into that same chain that I joined in. And then this time I'm going to alternate, and I'm going to increase, and then I'm going to do a double crochet by itself, and then I'm going to increase. So I'm increasing every other one, not every one. So this was every single stitch increase, this is every other stitch. So I just do 2 1 2 1 2 1 all the way around. And every single round you're increasing by 12. So I started out with my 2, then I did 1 by itself, then I did 2, which is an increase, then I did 1. This one I'm doing 2, and the next one I'm doing 1. So just continue around, and I'll come back on camera and show you how to do the 4th round. So on this round I have 36 stitches, and the symmetry of this is really nice. We started out with 12 double crochets, and then it increases by 12 every single round. So round 2 had 24, and then if you add 12 to that you get your 36. So again, I'm going to join it in that 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3 like that, and then this time I'm going to chain 3, work a double in the same chain as joining like before, and now I'm going to work 2 doubles in between the increases. So I just do 1 and 1 and then an increase. So now it's every second one, or like every 3rd one is an increase one. So I'm just increasing the number of stitches between the increases by 1 each round, and if you wanted to make a huge circle this would work for that, but this is the last round of the top because it's just 4 rounds here. So it's 1 2 3 and 4. So go ahead and work the increase, and then a double double, and then an increase and a double double all the way around. And then count your stitches and make sure that you have 48 on round 4. I've completed round 4, and that finishes the top of my hat, and I have 48 double crochet stitches. Now on round 5, instead of working underneath both loops of the stitch, I'm just going to go in the back loop. So let me show you. Okay, so normally you go underneath both of these loops of the stitch unless you're told otherwise in a pattern. So in this case, I need you to go into the back loop. So this is the front loop, this is the back loop, and this is traditionally what you're going underneath is the both loops. So you're just going to be working in the back loops, and that is what's going to create this little ridge here and make it kind of go down. You don't really have to have this, but it just kind of gives it a nice little finished edge to have that front loop showing. So all you do is work even in double crochet. You're not increasing anymore, so you just go underneath that back loop. And then there's a little trick that a crocheter showed me years ago, okay? And what she would do, instead of going in that back loop, she would go in the back loop and catch that little strand right there for a more secure, you know, stitch. And because this is kind of loose here, so she would also go into, insert her hook into that strand also. It's like that little strand behind there. So all the way across you can see that little strand behind there. So sometimes I do the same thing, but you could do it either way. And it's not even really absolutely necessary to go in the back loop at all. You could go into both if you wanted to. It's still going to curve down because we're not going to increase anymore. So when you go into that extra loop in the back, it's just more secure and it doesn't show that you did that. So you just continue around like that, but just in the back loop. And then when you come around to and join here, you're going to have 48 double crochets. You're going to join here, you're going to chain 3, and you're going to double crochet around. And this one you're going to continue. See, this one here was worked in the back loop, and then these were worked in both loops, and then you're going to do 3 more rounds even. And then I'm going to do that. I'll come back on camera and I'll show you how to finish off the green and add the black, and then we'll do the rim. I finished round 8, and now I'm ready to join the black. And to join that, I make a slip knot with the black, and I leave a long end like this. I put the knot on the loop on my hook, and I'm going to show you how to join with a double crochet because that's the way I always join. So I can join in any stitch here. I'm going to join near the chain 3s here. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to hold that. I'm kind of like by holding it with my index finger here, I'm keeping this from rolling. So I'm just going to hold on the back here, and then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to insert my hook from front to back underneath both loops of this double crochet stitch. Then I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, and draw through 2. So if you prefer to join with a slip stitch, you can just insert your hook right here underneath those 2 loops, put the slip knot on your hook, bring that forward, and then chain 3 like you've been doing, and that counts as your first double crochet. So if that's easier, you're more than welcome to do it that way. So just double crochet around now with the black, and then join your rounds as in previous rounds, and continue with the black for 3 rounds. And then we're going to come back and do 2 rounds for the rim of the hat. So continue on with the black, and then I'll come back on camera when I have the black finished, and I'll show you how to put the rim on, and then we'll be finished. So I finished my 3 rounds of black, and now I'm ready to start these 2 rounds here for the rim of the hat. And to do so, I'm going to join with a double crochet into the front loop instead of going under both loops or just the back loop. This time I'm just going in the front loop, and I'm going to work all my stitches in the front loop for this round. And I'm going to work 2 in my first one, and then I'm going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then I'm going to work 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to double crochet in the next 3. And then I'm going to do an increase of 2 and put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Just like that. And I'm going to continue doing that all the way around. And when I get done, I'm going to end up with 60 double crochet stitches. So go ahead and finish working this round, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the final round. After round 12, round 13 is worked in both loops, and you're going to be increasing by 12 again. So you're going to join, chain 3, and then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And let me pull this a little bit. And then work 2 double crochets in the next double crochet. And then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then 2 double crochets in the next double crochet. So it's the same all the way around, except that you have 4 double crochets in between. Oh, this one should have been 4 right here. So you're going to have 4 double crochets and then an increase, and then 4 double crochets and then an increase. So it's 1 more between the increases than you had in the previous round. So it's going to be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 again, all the way around. And one little trick I was going to tell you about is you can increase more than that and just randomly throw in some extra increases, because if your rim isn't laying perfectly flat like this. So this one is curling up a little bit, but that could have easily been prevented if there were a few more stitches out here on the outer round. So that's your choice if you want to do that. And so that pretty much ends this really super easy project. So you just complete that round, join it, and then sew in your ends, and then cut the little buckle out of felt, and this is just tacked on with hot glue. So that's how you make the little St. Patrick's Day hat, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and I want to thank you very much for watching. Turn back over here, and I'm going to knit off 1 more stitch like this, put it over here, tighten over the whole strand of yarn, and then pull that strand of yarn all the way through. And then just for extra security,